My fiancé Saeed, your paycheck is ours, mine is mine. So I closed the joint account before rent was due. For the first year we lived together, I told myself we were still figuring out adult life. I paid the rent, the utilities, most of the groceries, the subscriptions, and the random Target runs. She always had a reason why it made more sense for me to cover it this time. I believed it would balance out. It never did. The moment everything snapped into focus was a Saturday morning at the grocery store. I had just spent over $400 filling the cart with eggs, chicken, coffee, paper towels, and the overpriced yogurt she loved. "Hey," I said, trying to sound casual, "you want to grab groceries next time?" She laughed like I had said something adorable. "Babe, your salary is our money. My salary is my money. That's how modern relationships work." I stood there holding a bag of spinach, wondering if I had heard her wrong. I hadn't. We made about the same money, around $75,000 a year each. But somehow I had become the household ATM while her paycheck went to spa appointments, shopping, brunches, and designer bags. I tracked every shared expense for 12 months. Rent was $2,400 a month. Utilities averaged $350. Groceries, date nights, streaming services, pet supplies, it all added up. My total contribution to our shared life came out to over $41,000. Hers was zero. When I showed her the spreadsheet over dinner, she barely looked at it. "Why are you keeping score?" she asked. "That's toxic. A real man provides." Then she called her mother on speaker. Her mom agreed instantly. "If he loves you, he shouldn't be counting dollars." Her sister texted later to tell me I was cheap. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, and something in me went quiet. Not angry, clear. The next morning, over coffee, I said, "You were right. I've been thinking about modern relationships." She smiled. "I knew you'd come around." I had, just not the way she thought. The next 2 days, I filed my taxes separately, closed the joint account, canceled the shared subscriptions in my name, and gave notice on the apartment. Then I rented a small studio across town for $800 a month. For 3 weeks, she noticed nothing. Then rent hit. Her phone rang just after 7 in the morning. I watched her face change while the leasing office explained the payment had bounced. She opened the banking app, refreshed it, then looked at me like the room had tilted. "Where's the money?" "What money?" "Our money." "In the joint account." "Oh," I said, "I closed that. Your salary is your money. My salary is our money, remember?" The color drained out of her face. She checked her personal balance. After months of spending freely, she had about $1,800. Rent alone was $2,400. "I can't cover this by myself," she whispered. And that was the whole truth, finally said out loud. ABH hard. Her mother called me furious. Her sister texted insults. I sent back the spreadsheet. After that, silence. On my last day in the apartment, she watched me carry the final box to my truck. "You're really leaving?" I looked at her and said, "You said a real man provides." I'm providing for myself now. That night, sitting alone on a second-hand couch in my tiny studio, I got one last text from her. "I never thought you'd actually leave." I stared at it for a long time, then wrote back the only honest answer I had. "I never thought you actually meant it."